So I thought it might be quite interesting to go through this process of doing these stem separations and dubs for those of you that may be interested. One, choose some tunes that you think might be interesting to dub. So this is the original Money in My Pocket. There's a version side, but I thought I might improve on it. Oh, you fucking immodest bastard. How about trying to dub up Israelites? I mean, that could be fun, couldn't it? How about dubbing up Dry Up Your Tears by Bruce Ruffin? What a tune. Raw Dancehall by Bunny Wailer. Then you got Hard Time, Pablo Gadden. Although it's got a little dubwise at the end over the DJ piece, there ain't nearly enough of it. So that's a wicked tune. And then a great Dennis Brown, later Dennis Brown tune, Running Around on Bunny Wailer's label, actually. I thought that might be fun. Have a quick listen to your tunes and decide if they're clean enough to separate, because the scratchier and the fuzzier they are, the worse they seem to come out at the end. Well, you'll see that process. Probably a good idea to give it a nice clean up. This is a great tune. I remember playing this dance with my old friend Ian Causer for some guys. There was a chap called Clive, and his family were all West Indians, and we basically played for food, and the food was terrific. Curried goat and all that. Normal jerk chicken. It was a proper party. There was only a handful of white gentlemen there, and it was a superb night. Anyway, Ian and I both loved this tune, and he drew this tune and dropped it, and the whole place just went mental, bawling for rewinds. I think it was a real big tune in the UK, obviously, being Pablo Gad. Let's run it through and test some levels. So we get it recorded. It doesn't have to be anything special. Oh, too many tracks recording. I've only got one track recording. Try again. That's normally because the hard drive's gone into standby. So here we go. Right, get that recorded. So now I tend to maximize the peaks a little bit and export in a fairly high resolution WAV, even though the stems are going to be a chronically horrid low resolution MP3 a little bit later on. You'll see when I explain that a little bit. But that's what I tend to do, export it to a folder. That's all you really need to do for now. Just like so. I haven't actually tried the subscription version of this yet. I've been basically using their opportunity to try something out first. I'm just going to delete 2 earlier tunes. Going to upload that WAV. Here we go. And then once it's uploaded, here we go. It's uploading that tune now. I'm really hopeful, actually. This is boring and it's staring at this for you. But I'm really hopeful that having uploaded this, that being a 12-inch with really good separation and really good, normally a good, tough, clear, clean bass, and it's a good, decent quality record, we're going to get some really good separation on this, and it's going to make our life later easier, and it's going to sound a lot better too. The website we're on is called fadr, FADR.com. What it's going to do is it's going to separate them out into a number of composite parts. In this case, the vocal, drums, melody line, and bass line. Down here, if you try to switch any of this to MP3 or down or set it for more stems, it's not going to let you do that. It's only going to let you download this as an MP3. So you just download those to your normal download folder on your PC. Unpack them because they'll come zipped. Now, really helpfully, when you use Fader, it tells you what key it's in, which is C minor in this case, and what BPM it's at. So here's how it works. Basically, you throw all your stems into Project, set the tempo. I've had a little adjustment because the tempo isn't exactly 125, so I've closed it up as much as I can, but it's still moving. And I'm not going to be able to use that really to strictly cut and paste like in blocks as you might if it was strict tempo in a DAW. I've got a little chain going on the output for compression and so on that I like to use for when I'm dubbing. Basically, it's very similar to what I use a lot of the time. Let me show you. As you can see on the main stereo output, I've got a little Pultec EQing emulator, a little bit of distortion in the way of a tape simulation, just to put a little bit of top end and air into the mix. And in here I've got like my brick wall limiter. I haven't put the gate into action because I don't really need to. So let me show you how this works. So as I was saying, you throw all your stems in, and this would be the tune. Here you go, and you'll hear it. Now if I solo out, hopefully you'll pick the bass up on this. That's the bass on its own. I'll solo the drums in. Mute that. Here you go. And what you're hearing there is the melody on its own. This is all separated from a single track, which is what's unbelievable. And then finally, vocal on its own. That basically enables you to separate out and start putting echo and different effects on each track. That's to your taste, to be honest, and you'll know what you want to do and how you want to do it. Maybe listen, if you've never done anything like it before, listen to how you think dub is produced, but pretty much it's done by sending signal to echo and effects, dropping things in and out, muting, cutting into things, using the rhythm of the song and the echo as a extra element, and so on. So I'm about to start creating and basically setting up the channels and the effect sends and so on, and getting my echo set up to a point where I like it. I'd recommend maybe having an echo tape emulator that would be concurrent with the sort of time when you're dubbing, just to give it that sound. This is all talking about doing this internally in a DAW. A lot of people who do dub, they want to do it as Tubbs and Scientist and everybody else would have done it, which is using a desk and effects, you know, hardware and all the rest of it. So, first channel, looking at the bass, EQing it, putting a little compression on it, playing around with it. So if I solo it, it's going to be difficult for you to hear it over the phone, but it's there. And if you have a look at the inserts I've used, you zoom in on there, Michael, thank you. I've basically put a VST bass amp in there and a curve EQ just to cut off the top end. And then down here where you've got the bass amp, I've actually used a VST bass amp in there, as you can see, which is that one there, and it works out rather well. It's got a nice sound. Oh, there you go. So that's the first channel. We'll work through the channels, you see. So I've set up a whole load of things. Michael, if you'd like to take a look at the screen, I've got effect sends on the drums, instruments and the vocal, and that basically means you can drop stuff in and out. I'm just going to set her off. And you can start to muck about, and that's what it's all about. And then it's basically doing that. And I've done a whole load of extra stuff like setting EQs and compression on the effects send returns, just so it sticks out in the EQ, and a bit of panning and so on, and then dub it up. And do it live, and just keep doing it until you get the mix that you want. You can save that mix, which is something, of course, they couldn't have done in the past, and then export it and share it with your mates. Hopefully, this might have been helpful to somebody who's never done it before. Anyway, that's why I did it. Hope you enjoyed it. Cheers. Take care.